Hey guys, it's me Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Salem and also my poor, very abused dog Howl, who has to be in his crate right now. So if you hear him whining at me, that's why. But I guess the purpose of this whole video is that I'm going to be giving you all a spoiler-free review of a book I read recently called Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. And man, this book was so good. Okay, so let me get into the plot here. This is a book about a socialite in the 1950s. Her name is Noemi and she is in Mexico. She's from sort of a wealthy family, so she spends a lot of her time, she's able to spend a lot of her time kind of socializing. She's not super set on what she is going to do with her life, although she's very interested in anthropology. But she spends a lot of her time socializing and going to social events. And at the very beginning of this story, she's talking to her father and he wants to send her to check up on her cousin Catalina, who recently married an Englishman, and they moved to like a very remote part of Mexico. The Englishman's name is Virgil Doyle, and the Doyle family was once a really wealthy family. They owned silver mines, but the silver mines dried up a couple generations ago, so really their wealth is dwindling. So Noemi gets sent up there because they've been receiving these kind of troubling letters from Catalina that just don't really seem coherent. So they're worried that she's been sick. They've been told that she has tuberculosis, but then also these very strangely written letters make it seem like maybe there is some mental issues going on as well. So Noemi is sent up there kind of as like a visit, but really to check on Catalina because their family is a little bit worried about her. So Noemi gets up to the Doyle mansion, and like I said, it's in a very small town. It's like outside of a small town, but the mansion itself is huge. But like I said, with the wealth of the Doyle family dwindling, it's very kind of unkempt, run down. There's lots of areas of the house that are like untouched, like the furniture is covered with sheets and it's very dusty, and there's lots of like mold and fungus growing in the house. So the Doyle family, they're kind of an odd bunch compared to Noemi and her family, who are, you know, more of a prominent family who goes out and socializes. The Doyles are kind of like kept up in this mansion in this very small town, and right now the Doyle family consists of the patriarch of the family, Howard, and then his niece Florence, her son Francis, and then the man that Catalina married, his name is Virgil, and he is Howard's son. Howard is the patriarch, like I said, and he is very old. He is kind of sick, and he is kind of you get the idea that maybe he has like some eugenics opinions, on eugenics, which is of course that this is not in any way what I think, but he thinks that white people, the English, are the superior people, and that brown people aren't quite as smart and good at things as he is, as white people are. So it's kind of even weird that Catalina has been married into this family, because it seems totally like not what these people would do. So there's kind of like a weird question with that. But Noemi sees Catalina and they kind of want to keep her like shut up and away from Noemi. Noemi is able to visit her, but it's like only when Florence says she can. So, you know, you kind of get the idea that they're keeping something from her, but you don't really know what it is or why. And Catalina seems pretty okay. Despite having tuberculosis, she doesn't seem very sick, but she's very kind of aloof, and you can tell that she wants to tell Noemi something, but can't really. And it seems like they keep her kind of doped up a little bit, so she's sleeping a lot. She's not always very coherent or able to have a real deep conversation. And Noemi's like, what in the world? And you know, she wants to get a second opinion, but really the Doyles are very like resistant to anybody like outside of their circle coming in. So they're very resistant to Noemi trying to find out what's wrong with her cousin. They're very resistant to having another doctor come in. Like, they have their family doctor who's like another white dude, but they're really resistant to like the doctor from the local town coming in and looking at her. They're very resistant to the idea that it might be that she might need a psychiatrist, and they're really just very secretive and close-lipped about everything that's going on. And Catalina, she's complaining about hearing voices and seeing ghosts, and that there are like ghosts in the walls and they can hear her and all this stuff, and it's very creepy and it's very atmospheric, and I think that's all I'm gonna tell you about the plot. Okay, so the writing in this book is so beautiful, and I really love when you have this beautiful writing and then it's contrasted by something like horrifying or gory that happens in the plot. And I really think that people who can write like that just have some real big chops, and like, it's just, I don't know, it's almost like in horror comedy movies where the horror kind of, the horror and like the humor just, they just fit together so well. And I think that's with writing like this, the horror and the beauty fit so well and complement each other so well. And man, the writing was out of this world. The plot was very creepy. It was so atmospheric. There are these descriptions of like these horrible things and these very creepy things going on, and I was just glued to this book. So I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I really probably would round that up to 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was just not quite a 5-star book. A lot of this was really kind of a slow burn to a build-up. I think the slow burn part of it was maybe a little bit slower than I would like, but yeah, I would give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think the more I think about it, it was really such a good book. It was so creepy, it was very unique, and there are so many things that I wish I could tell you guys, because it's just like, I just want to gush about it, but I won't. I'll let you guys discover that on your own, I suppose. But I would really recommend Mexican Gothic. It is, I don't know, really unlike anything I've read so far. I really love the setting. I love Noemi, the main character, is just such a strong-willed person. She is just so strong-willed. It's like, well, they are gonna have to, you know, they're gonna have to appease her somehow, because she's not just gonna back down from any of this. And I love her. She is witty and just charming, and I think everything about this book was charming. The setting was great. Like I said, the characters were so great, and I really love the way that it ended. So this was all around really a great book, something I definitely recommend you guys pick up. I got this in my Nightworms package from this month. I'm not sure, I think it might have been released in June. I should have looked that up, but I didn't. Anyways, that's Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. One I totally recommend, especially if you like slow burn gothic haunted house stories with really rich characters. It's really a very character-driven book. I will have a link to my bookshop.org affiliate page down in the description, and I will make sure to put this up there so that if you decide to buy this, it'll be a little easier for you to find. Bookshop.org supports indie bookstores, and you can even support one of your local indie bookstores if they've signed up to partner with bookshop.org, which is cool. So, like I said, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you later.